A very warm welcome to you. Many thanks for finding time to be with us on this week edition of the program. We remain your source for all the latest happening in the world of business. So just like yesterday, we said Happy New Year, and it's almost Christmas. It's a season to be joyful. Forget about our economic circumstances. Just be thankful for life. Welcome to the program this week. It's a pleasure to be with you here on this program. I am Susan Obiako. On our lineup this week, first we join Faith and her guest, Mrs. Modukpeola Dallas Olusanya, founder and CEO of Gumbod Insurance Brokers Limited, on the CEO Rendezvous for the continuation of that exclusive interview where they took an overview of the Nigerian insurance industry from a Doyenne's perspective. As expected, it was an incisive section. Let's take a listen.
If they are Nigerian Insurance Association and they have one unison, nobody can take anybody's business. Because at that time, I was talking, if I go to Unique said 1%. I go to Name repeat 1%. Because there was unity among the insurance companies.
On this week edition also, we bring you highlights from the 2024 Insurance Directors Conference that was held recently by the National Insurance Commission, NICOM, through the College of Insurance and Financial Management at the Radisson Blu Hotel Ikeja, under the theme Board Performance in the Nigerian Insurance Industry, a GRC approach. The hybrid event was well attended by top executives and directors of insurance companies. Let's check out excerpts.
In today's global business landscape, integrating GRC at the board level is vital for business success and sustainability. It is no longer optional, but an essential ingredient for enhancing decision-making, transparency, accountability, and risk management.
Please, I hope that we know that when we mention corruption, many times we make it like a synonym to public sector. Corruption is not only a public sector matter, right? Corruption sometimes could be more a cultural matter. It could be an industry matter as well. But whatever the case, right, it's one of the things that we have seen has impacted the insurance industry.
What more can I say than to urge you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the lineup. Details shortly. Please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Pato Rankin, and they don't call me World Best for no reason. I only deal with the best. Be it auto or business, 100% claim is always guaranteed.
Welcome to World Class Insurance Services. We are Anchor Insurance,
Where insurance truly works.
A very warm welcome to you. It's a pleasure to have you join us on the CEO Rendezvous this week. Today, I have the honor and privilege to be sitting with a living legend. I'm talking about none other than Mrs. Modupe Olusoya, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Gunboat Insurance Brokers Limited. Together, we'll be taking an overview of the Nigerian insurance industry, a Doyenne's perspective. Thank you so very much, Ma, for finding time to talk to us on the program.
Good evening, and you are welcomed.
Okay, Ma, would you say that, because oftentimes when this argument is put forward, the response on the part of those in the banking sector and even those in government would be that the insurance industry, from the time your era where they were able to borrow money to the banks, is not the same industry we have today. Today you find that the totality of gross premium income of the entire insurance industry operator, if you put it together, it is not up to the profit of just one bank in Nigeria. So the dynamics, what I'm trying to bring out is the dynamics has changed. The insurance business, the way it was operated in the 60s and 70s, the era of the Nikon and all of that, it has changed. And the fault oftentimes is with the operators of the market, not the banking sector.
From my own observation or perspective, insurance is a beautiful industry if it is managed properly, because you discover some politicians withered in. And once politicians withered in, they open insurance company to make profit, you understand me, and take the money away, instead of putting the money back into the industry. I could remember years ago, somebody bought, I won't mention the name, bought the insurance company. All the premium, he took it away from the company, invested it into its banking industry. And when there was claim, the company could not meet
Their
claims obligation. How do you expect the company to survive? When they could not meet their obligation, the man was forced to put back the money from the bank and put it back. And that's how some people bought the insurance company. And that was the vogue. You see, when you make money, you are not supposed to take the money from the cover of the insurance company and put it and invested it into another business. The money was supposed to be in the bank. Lend it out to the bank, bring interest, and that's how money multiply. But when you enter, you bought a company with the view of thinking insurance business is a lucrative one, instead of putting the money there, using the money to multiply there, then definitely such a company will collapse. Then when it comes to reinsurance, you understand me, or claims, most of the insurance company, they failed.
Okay, ma, let's talk about today. You find that the Nigerian insurance market is predominantly dominated by insurance brokers. You find insurance operators, CEOs of insurance companies, running after brokers, doing whatever they can to make sure they are on the good books of insurance broker. What was it like back then? Has it always been, has the practice always been like this?
You know, at that time, there wasn't many brokers. We ran after business.
As brokers?
As brokers, we did what we call broken slip. We will carry our broken slip. I was at Ikorodu Road. We start maybe from Broad Street, the Lion of Africa or whatever. I will run down Unique, from Unique to Wapik. I think Wapik was in Borsai School, to name. I will ask them to sign. Maybe I give you 10%, you sign 20%, you sign 5%. That was the vogue at that time. We run after the brokers and after the underwriters. But suddenly, we have so many brokers and so many insurance companies. We have so many insurance companies. There is the insurance companies now who start coming
to brokers.
I had some give them something before they give them business. But I thank God I am not one of them. I take my own present from my own insured, my client insured. Because if you perform well, the clients or insured will compensate you for a good, well done at Christmas. Because when I look at my house, I had so many things that you could not even afford, you understand me, to buy now. Once you do well with a client, you get gift at Christmas. It's then the insurance company that, because there are many insurance companies. At that time, not many, maybe I could count. But now, the insurance company look for business. Then, when they look for business, they are ready to take the business at any price. And that's the saddest part, why the insurance companies go down. Because when you say the rate is 2%, and because somebody wanted the business at all costs, he will tell you he will do it for 1%. Does it pay? And when there is a claim, is it commensurable with the risk?
Okay, Ma, this argument too is often put forward, and I know some underwriters will tell you that sometimes it's not just because they are desperate to get the business. The brokers also put their feet on the neck of the underwriter to say, is 1% my client can pay. So when you are put in a situation like that, what do you do? And you know, as an underwriter, if you leave that business, some other person who is your competitor will most definitely come and take that business. So sometimes it's like they are twisted by brokers to take business at ridiculous rates.
Let's ask you a question. Why did you have NIA, Nigerian Insurance Association? Why is it existing? If they have Nigerian Insurance Association and they have one unison, nobody can take anybody's business. Because at that time, I was talking, if I go to Unique said 1%, I go to name repeat 1%, because there was unity among the insurance companies. So you don't have a choice. You sell it back to your clients for for 1%. But nowadays, people destroy the market.
All right, welcome back. Moving on, we now bring you highlights from the 2024 Insurance Directors Conference that was held in Lagos. Part of the communique reached at the end of the conference this year was the need for insurance institutions to mandatorily conduct an annual board evaluation to identify risks and evaluate compliance to the GRC policies. Happy viewing.
Hi, I'm Pato Rankin, and they don't call me what best for no reason. I only deal with the best. Be it auto or business, 100% claim is always guaranteed.
Welcome to world-class insurance services. We are Anchor Insurance,
Where insurance truly works.
The National Insurance Commission, NICOM, recently put together the 2024 Insurance Directors Conference in Lagos through the College of Insurance and Financial Management at the Radisson Blu Hotel, Ikeja. The 2024 edition, which is the 6th in the series, was organized under the theme Board Performance in the Nigerian Insurance Industry, GRC Approach. Part of the objectives of the annual conference is to build capacity of directors on the board of insurance companies for better understanding of insurance business. The hybrid conference was well attended by top executives and directors of insurance and brokerage companies. Welcoming participants to the conference, the president of Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria, CIIN, Mrs. Yetunde Ilori, thanked the Commissioner for Insurance for sustaining the annual conference. In his brief remarks, the Commissioner for Insurance, Mr. Olusegun Ayo Omoseini, noted that one of the key challenges the insurance industry is grappling with is a very low compliance culture.
That one of the key challenges that the insurance industry is currently grappling with is the issue of subpar corporate governance practices in most of our institutions, poor risk management, and a very low compliance culture. To overcome these challenges, the board, as the highest policy-making organ for the various institutions, must demonstrate genuine commitment and strict adherence to governance, risk, and compliance principles. And if carefully implemented, this will improve decision-making, increase transparency and accountability, and ultimately improve regulatory compliance.
Delivering the first paper of the conference, Mr. Sam Cookie Jr., CEO of CG and QMS, who stood in for Professor Chris Ogbeche, Dean of LBS and Professor of Strategic Management, focused on both strategic leadership and principles performance. According to Mr. Cookie, board directors in today's business world must take the initiative of value creation in their organizations.
The ways in which we created value before have changed. As insurance companies, as the directors of insurance companies, are you the ones mapping value creation for your company? Or are you just dependent? Boards need to take initiative in value creation because there are opportunities in the market from new areas, new businesses, and changes in those businesses, which will not be available to you, which will be available to let me say, the first movers who understand it. If you look, for instance, we used to look at technology as a constraint, but there are businesses now that are totally built on technology. Who is talking to them at their level about their risks and their exposures and so on? It's got to be you. So, as directors, are you getting that sort of direction? Are you interacting in that way with your executive teams?
In today's VUCA world, boards must increase their focus on managing their firm's long-term success. A clear and compelling mission must be at the heart of every organization. The third paper of the conference focused on financial solvency of insurance companies and public trust, board engagement. Presenter was Mrs. Temitayo Shugbola, Chief Executive Officer, Risk and Advisory. Last paper of the conference focused on the role of the board on policyholders' protection and inclusive insurance, the regulator's expectations. Presenter was Dr. Justice Ofori, former Commissioner for Insurance, Ghana. According to him, the board is ultimately responsible for fairness, transparency, and disclosure.
The board has a responsibility to promote a culture that will protect the interests of their policyholders by promoting the principle of consumer service, fairness, transparency, and disclosure within the company. The board is also accountable for directing the company to align its business practice with the consumer protection regulatory requirement.
The high points of the annual conference was the open session where participants had opportunity to ask questions. Board of directors in insurance companies today must be alive to their responsibilities more than ever before, especially as the insurance industry look to raise capital to meet with risk-based capital. They must maintain transparency in their oversight and decision-making functions in order to ensure accountability. Some key participants share their thoughts on the directors' conference.
This training, bringing directors together for this kind of training, it furthers give them the impetus, it makes them to be knowledgeable about what is happening in respect of their space.
The outcome of this conference go a long way in positioning the industry in terms of regulation, in terms of governance, risk management, and compliance, more on trust, and also protection of policy holders, and that is the key.
Hi, I'm Pat Rankin, and they don't call me world best for no reason. I only deal with the best. Be it auto or business, 100% claim is always guaranteed.
Welcome to world-class insurance services. We are Anchor Insurance,
where insurance truly works.
That's all we have time for on the program this week. Many thanks for joining us. Do keep a date with us next week for a fresh package. Feel free, as always, to connect with us on all our social media platforms. You have tons of videos to watch on our YouTube channel, Almond Finance TV. Do well to check it out. Make sure to subscribe and click on the bell icon to stay updated. I am Susan Obiako. Until next time, from all of us here, is a goodbye.